So, I have a lot of LEGO Forsaken characters, and you guys have been asking for tutorials on so many videos. So, this will be kind of a tutorial. I'll just be telling you how I made them, and hopefully you guys can make them too. Alright, let's get right into it. With our first character, Noob. Noob is probably the easiest character to make, since he has nothing special. Just has green legs, a blue torso, yellow arms and hands, and then just any head you want. Doesn't really matter. If you somehow happen to not have green legs or blue torso, you can always paint, but I recommend sanding down first. As you can see, my paint is just chipping off all the time, and yeah. Next character is Shedletsky. Shedletsky is also pretty simple, since my version doesn't have any painted stuff. All you do is you take these dark tan legs, a white printed torso or painted, however you want, then green arms, yellow hands, a yellow head of any kind, and then black bumpy hair. Then you take any sword you want, and of course, a chicken leg. Alright, our next character is Elliot. Elliot has dark tan pants, a white printed shirt or painted, white arms, yellow hands, a normal head, and a red cap. Also have the pizza. If you don't have any of those colors, you can always paint them. Just make sure to sand down your character first. I don't have sandpaper, which sucks, so. Next character is Builderman. This guy is also simple. Orange legs, orange torso of any kind, orange arms, yellow hands, yellow head, and a red building cap. And for more complicated characters, 007 and 7. Now, I have a skin for him on my character, but you can just do this. Black pants, blue torso of any kind, blue arms, and then yellow hands, and then you can take any head you want, and then there's this brick-built burger that I'll show you. So you take this round tan 2x2 and then add these 1x1s on it, add another tan 2x2 that's rounded, and then you take two 2x2s that are yellow and put them in the middle, if I can. Then, this is how it should turn out. Then you just stick it on top of his head, and boom. Now, if you want to have him the skin, just paint half of him red, and then the other half of the burger red. And then, same thing on the back. You make him red, and then the other, if you want, you can add these blue. You can add black to it if you want, but that's just something that I did because I noticed it on the original. I use Poscas, so that's an option. If you don't have those, it's alright. Then you just make two of them, and boom. Alright, next character is Guest. Now, I don't have the original Guest, sadly, and I'm not going to remake him yet. So we have his hat. You just paint half of it, the back of it black, and then the front part red. And then you can paint the R. If you don't have a hat that's red or black, just paint them both colors. Then you can take a black torso, black arms, and paint the Roblox logo on it. You can kind of see, I don't know. Then his skin is gray. It looks blue, but it's gray. So you just paint it gray, and then you add his face. You just paint his face. And then for the rest of it, you just give him dark grayish pants. Alright, next character. We're going to move on to killers now. So, Cool Kid. Cool Kid is probably the simplest character, just like Noob. You just give him fully red, and then you paint his face, and then you paint his wording on it, and then you just give him any sword that's black or I guess mine's purple. Okay, Jason. Jason has these blue-gray pants, and then he has a fully black torso and arms and hands. And then I just painted the jacket on with like some tan. The head is fully black. For the mask, you want to take a piece of paper and kind of measure what kind of size mask you want, and then you cut it out in like a circle. And then you just paint it and hot glue it to the head. Then we have on the back, we have this just normal Lego chainsaw piece. And then paint the handle yellow, and then you just hot glue it to the back, or super glue it. Then here you just have a normal machete. Yeah, now it's time for John Doe. John Doe is probably one of the most complicated characters. So you give him plain blue pants, a yellow torso with yellow arms and hands, then a yellow head. I know, the only thing you really want is the hand. I will show you the hand, don't worry. So the first step is you take this Lego gun and you have him hold it. And then you just pack clay all over until you're satisfied. And then, once you are done, you just put super glue over it and you coat it so that the clay doesn't move anymore. So you certify the clay with super glue. Yep. You just put super glue on there. Everywhere. Now, the paint. What you do is you can just paint everything, just have everything yellow, and then you paint the black. Then I put light yellow up closer to the top. And you can paint black by the arm, right there. And then the bottom of the hand. And then the shoulder part, and then the R and the face. One by one. This guy is, I don't know, it's pretty simple, maybe a little hard. But what you do is you give him black pants, a green torso, black arms, black hands, a fully black head, and then you give him any black swords you want. And then we have his torso, which I just painted on this skeleton pattern-ish ribs thing. Then I painted his red eye. And then what I did for the head is I took these 1x1 tiles and I super glued them all around in like a square. I know he has 3, but 4 is better for Lego. So I took this green, and if you want the top to match with the bottom, you have to paint both. And then I just added the details, like 3 dots. Alright, next character. That was the last character for today. Just kidding. Yes, I am serious. I am making this guy. What I did was I started with the brick-built body. So as you can see, I don't know how to explain this, but you can just try and build it from looking. I just made his body pretty blocky and then added the joints, the beginning of the joints everywhere. And then added his arms, his head, his tail, his legs. And his horns are on the ground right next to him. Then I painted him with all these markers, and then he looks amazing. The back I used for the fur, I used a 3D pen, and then I attached the horns by using a 3D pen. And I basically put a hole in the Lego piece and then super glued them in there and painted him everywhere, and he looks amazing. I'm so happy with how he turned out. And hopefully he comes out in the game soon. I can't wait to animate him. And yeah, have a good day. Bye!